Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 18.5 for almost 2 weeks at this point. And in this video, I'm going to give you my overall experience talking about iOS 18.5. I'm going to share my battery life, battery health, and performance. And during the video, I'm going to give you my Geekbench score as well. But first, I'm going to do a recap of some of the new features. In iOS 18.5, if we go into the Mail app, we have a hint that something is to the far right. If we take a look, that is the All Mail section. That is on the far right in iOS 18.5. If we click on the three-dot menu up in the top right corner, not only can we turn on List View, which will get rid of the new features to the Mail app added in iOS 18.2. However, we can also turn off contact posters. Prior to this, you had to go to Settings, Apps, Mail, and show contact posters. Now you can do it right from the Mail app itself. That is a really nice change in iOS 18.5. Now, if we go into Settings, if we go down into Screen Time, if your child knows your screen time password and they're trying to enter it, you will get a notification letting you know that that password has been entered. That's a new update in iOS 18.5. If I go to General, Apple Care and Warranty, if we go into it here, this interface looks completely different. It now shows your Apple Care Plus logo. If we go to About and Apple Care and Warranty or Coverage Expired, this interface doesn't look too much different, but it looks slightly different. But this is a more visual change during the inside of the Apple Care and Warranty segment. That's a updated visual change. If I go to the lock screen here, we go to Wallpapers. We click on Wallpapers. And we go to the Pride Harmony wallpaper. You can see this wallpaper has a nice new animation. That is a nice new change in iOS 18.5. Now, as far as my overall performance with this update, well, if we go into apps such as music, wait for it to load. It loads up nice and fast. If we go into podcasts, we do some scrolling. Everything loads up nice and quickly as it should. Over here, everything loads up as it should. If you do some scrolling in the app library, it works perfectly. Now, this iPhone 12 does perform pretty good, but next week is going to make 3 years, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. If I go into battery health, my battery health is at 83%, and with that battery health, since I just started using this device, I don't know why it does this all the time, where before I start using it, it says I've already been using it for 2 hours. Maybe it's calculating yesterday's battery in it as well. But I would say I've been using this device for probably under an hour as I got up at 11:30. So I've been using this device, it says, for 2 hours and 30 minutes. And screen off time was 13 minutes. But I would say I've been using this device for, I would say, just 30 minutes. The 2 hours part probably isn't true. I feel like that's a bug in iOS 18.5 where it's not properly calculating the screen on time usage. But generally, this iPhone, I won't say it really gets me through a whole day. I've had this iPhone for 3 years. I am planning on upgrading next month and getting the iPhone 14. And if I do, you will see it on this channel, as the iPhone 14 is really cheap. Now, as far as my Geekbench score, I'm going to go ahead and run that. But first, I'm going to share battery life on the iPad, as I forgot to do that as well. On my iPad, here is my battery life. If I go into battery, we don't get the battery health section. That's only for newer iPad Pro models. Still a little bit off, but it says I've been using the screen for 1 hour and 46 minutes and 2 minutes of screen off time. Taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday I got 4 hours, 33 minutes screen on, 4 minutes of screen off time. Now I'm going to go ahead and run my Geekbench score on my iPhone and iPad and share them as well. Geekbench completed, and we scored 2,066 for single core, 4,622 for multi-core. If I compare that to last week when I ran it, I scored 2057 single core, 4711 for multi-core. Here it is on my iPad. I scored 2095 single core, 5033 for multi-core. If I compare that to when I ran it last week, I scored 2093 single core, 5130 for multi-core. Well, as far as what's next from Apple, one of two things. Number one could either be iOS 18.6 or it could be iOS 19. The reason why I'm saying this is because last year Apple released the 0.6 update, in this case iOS 17.6. They released it after the first initial beta of iOS 18, which was in June. So we could see iOS 19 come first, and that is going to be a massive, huge update. In iOS 19, it's rumored that we're going to get circular icons. We could have an updated design where more things are floating. When we go into apps, the entire animation across iOS can be completely different. And I am going to install the beta if I get to keep this phone once I upgrade, so that I can give you guys content of iOS 19 and content that you want to see. We could have an entirely new update from Apple where things sort of pull out and you go into different things. It sort of swipes out, or it's a swipe down type of gesture. Now, of course, this is expected to be shown off at WWDC, which is Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference. I made a video a little while ago about some more details talking about what's in WWDC. I'm looking forward to it. I am not live streaming the event for copyright music, but I am doing a live stream that is going to be an hour long after the event. Once iOS 19 begins beta, you can go in and install it via going to beta.apple.com, signing in with your Apple ID. Once you do that, you go to software updates, you go to general, software updates. At the top, you're going to have a section called beta updates. You want to turn on beta updates, and you're going to see iOS 19. I'm going to do a video on June 8th, which is before WWDC, one day before, showing you how to prepare to update and everything you need to know about installing a beta. A word of caution, though, before you do that. I would not recommend installing the beta if you don't have a computer and you don't have another device to put it on, as iOS betas are going to be very unstable, and if you install that beta, you could be facing a ton of bugs. Now, I'm installing it if I upgrade my iPhone 12, keeping this phone, then I'm putting the beta on my iPhone 12, while my newer phone's going to stay on a stable software. That's what I would recommend everyone else do. Now, some people do put it on their main device. Those who have a computer, if they need to downgrade if necessary. However, If you don't have a computer or you don't have another device to put it on, just know if you install it, there is no way to downgrade without a computer. You're going to need that to put your device in recovery mode, then install your backup, and you'll be good to go. Even if I don't install the initial beta or the beta at all, I am still going to have videos out with screenshots and pictures of iOS 19. So either way, you're going to get some content talking about iOS 19. As far as anything else from Apple regarding iOS 18.5, well, the next update we could see before iOS 19 is iOS 18.5.1. Last year, we got iOS 17.5.1, and we could get it again this time around. However, last year, we got it a week after iOS 17.5. This time, I'm thinking we're going to get it 2 weeks, which is next week, probably on May 26th or May 27th. May 26th is Memorial Day. And also next Saturday, a week from today, is the 3-year anniversary of me having my iPhone 12. So I am going to do a video probably around 4 p.m. Saturday after I do my iOS follow-up video, like the video you're watching here. I'm going to do a video a little bit later that day talking about how it's been having this iPhone for 3 years. But I will be upgrading but still keeping this device as well. As far as anything else from Apple, well, that's it regarding iOS 18.5. It's a pretty good update. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow me on TikTok. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and my TikTok link. I figured I should show you this really quickly. If you want to follow me on TikTok, a link to my TikTok channel is in the description of my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys follow me on TikTok as well. My name is Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.